So you may wonder, what equipment do you need to get started into milking? And there's some things that you really need and some things that are optional and some things you can kind of make do. So you don't have to have these things, but these are the things that in my experience over the last 10 years I've found make your life easier if you're milking. The first one is a milking stand. So when I started out, I didn't have a milking stand. I just tied the goats up to a fence, and you can do that. You can train them that that's how they're going to be milked, and that can work for you. It can be a little hard on your back or your knees because then your goat is at ground level and you need to get under your goat. So, you know, it works if that's what you have. I think the next step up from that would be if you had some kind of elevated platform, but not a full-on milking stand, but you could put that next to a fence, hook the food on a fence, and just have a platform. But the sort of next best thing above that would be an actual milking stand, and these aren't super expensive. Depending where you live, you can probably get one for between $100 and $250, depending on exactly how fancy it is. Kind of an obvious thing that you need for milking is something to put your milk in. I strongly recommend stainless steel. It's easy to clean and sterilize. You just run it through your dishwasher on a hot cycle and you're good to go. There's sort of two basic styles. I have both of them. There's an open pail that doesn't have a lid, and then there's this kind of classic milk pail style that has a closable lid on it. There's pros and cons to each one. I find for beginners, this one's easier because it's a bigger place to aim for when you're trying to squirt milk in, whereas this, you'll see, has a much narrower opening than this one. But if you're in a situation where there's a lot of flies or debris, you might prefer, you know, once your aim gets better, you might prefer the ones with the lids on them because it's easier to keep flies and debris out of those. We do have a cleaning spray and either paper towel or a rag that you can use to clean your doe's udder off before you milk her. We just use some kind of standard cheap mouthwash, can be whatever brand, doesn't matter, and then we'll do it like 50% mouthwash and 50% water. Sometimes I add tea tree oil, which is an antifungal agent, but basically you're just looking to clean off the udder. If you don't have or ran out of mouthwash, even just water is better than nothing.
Milking is a lot different compared to cows. Where cows, most people will pull down. You don't pull with the goats. You see she's perfect because you can see right here what this lip is, right here on the teat. You're going to take your thumb and your pointer finger, wrap it around it, and pinch. And don't be afraid you're going to hurt them. You are pinching that skin together to cut off the milk that is in the teat down here from going back up into the udder. You're going to squeeze and then roll the fingers down. Let go to let it flow back down. Roll. You're going to pinch, but you're going to feel the skin go together. You're pinching so hard. And as you can see, of me pinching as hard as I am, she's not freaking out. She's not jumping around like, ow, you hurt me.
I'm going to show you how I milk. I use two hands, and there's no right or wrong way as long as milk comes out. I just find it goes faster for me to do it this way. So I take one teat in each hand and alternate. You can also do the both at the same time method. My brain just prefers alternating, but again, there's no wrong way as long as you're getting the milk out and you're not hurting your animal. There's whatever way works for you is the right way. We store in a half-gallon glass mason jars. Glass is another great material that is easy to sterilize. It's generally considered a better thing to store milk in, especially raw milk, compared to plastic, which can absorb things into it. So that is sort of the thoughts on how you can store your milk. Thanks for joining us today. We look forward to sharing our goats again with you soon.